Capacitances. So we have discussed about two types of capacitance. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Junction capacitances, gate capacitance, and source body and depletion body depletion layer capacitance. And we have derived a formula for five capacitance totally: CGS, CGD, CGB, CSB, CDB. CGS, CGD, CGB are the gate capacitive effect, and CSB is the source body. So there are four terminals of MOSFET: gate, source, drain, and body. Body can also be called as substrate or bulk. There are three names for the fourth terminal. So here we have discussed about how the gate capacitive effect on yourself on three regions of operation, that is cutoff, triode, and saturation region. And we found out what exactly the capacitance formed between the gate and the source and gate and the drain. So in triode region, it is linear, that is your channel is uniform throughout between the source and the drain. So it is half of WLCOX. Then coming to the triode region, a channel will be tapered shape, that is pinched off towards a drain. So there is no capacitance going to be formed at the drain, that is gate drain is 0, CGD 0, CGS will be the maximum capacitance across source, 2/3 of WL into COX. Coming to the cutoff region, there is no channel formed, so no charges. So CGS, CGD both are 0. So like this we have discussed in the last class. Similarly, source body, drain body, depletion layer capacitances we discussed. So we have solved a problem on that also. So next we'll move on to the next topic is frequency response. So before going to study with the frequency response, so why you want to give more importance to frequency response? So what will happen is it is a actually most important property of amplifier. The frequency response is a one of the most important property of amplifiers. In the frequency range that amplifiers are being designed, for example, if you want to design for the frequency 2 kilohertz. So if you are designing an amplifier of 2 kilohertz, we are expecting the gain to be constant throughout the frequency range. 0 to 2 kilohertz means it has to be 0 to 2 kilohertz. Gain should be stable, or I can say constant. So it should deliver a constant and acceptable level of gain. So the frequency response depends directly on the components and how the architecture chosen for the design of the amplifier. So let me repeat, the frequency response is one of the most important property of amplifiers. In the frequency range that amplifiers are being designed for, they must deliver a constant and acceptable level of gain. And moreover, the frequency response directly depends on the components and how you are going to choose the architecture, in the sense what configuration you are going to select. So that is also matters for the design of a amplifier. For example, if I take an audio frequency, what is the audio frequency range? Yes. What is the range of audio frequency? Audio frequency range is to ಆಡಿಬಲ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ನಿಮ್ದು ಆಡಿಬಲ್ ರೇಂಜ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ನಮ್ಮದು ನಾವು ಎಷ್ಟು ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಕೋಬೋದು ಹೌ ಮಚ್
Ma'am, is it from 20 to 20 kilohertz, ma'am?
Yeah, it is 20 kilohertz. So if I want to amplify my voice, ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ ನಿಮಗೆ ಯಾವಾಗೂ ಸ್ಪೀಕರು ಮೈಕ್ರೋಫೋನು, if I want to amplify my voice, your frequency you designed for audible range is 20 kilohertz, say. So it has to be amplified within that limit. So that's where the frequency is more important. So that is has to be, you have to get a constant gain. I should not go below 20 kilohertz, I should not go above 20 kilohertz, I should be in the limit. That is frequency response is going to tell you. So you need to maintain a gain throughout the range. 0 to 20 kilohertz means 0 to 20 kilohertz you should get a stable, acceptable level of gain, not a However, gain, if it is less, I can't accept it. So it is a constant acceptable level of gain should be achieved. That's why the frequency response is very important in electronics, that too when you're designing an amplifier. Okay. So another one thing is you need to remember here, in many analog circuits, we are going to talk about when are designing any circuits, we'll be expecting the speed and gain. And also not only the speed and gain, we are worried about how much power will consume, power dissipation. And obviously, we are talking about analog circuits, they are immune to noise. So whatever what you are observing in day-to-day life is all things, all signals are in analog in nature. So again, the noise is also a matters. Okay. So this, in order to know this or in order to limit these things, we should study or we should know what are the frequency response limitations. Okay. So and also you know that amplifier means input will be your AC signal. You are going to give a frequency and amplitude. Amplification means it is going to be boost up your signal or strengthening of a signal. Okay. Is this clear now? Why you want to give more importance to frequency response? Yes. Shall I continue?
Exactly.
Okay. Now, let's move on to the high frequency MOSFET model. So just observe the left hand figure. I hope you are familiar with the left one. What type of model is it? You come across two models. Hybrid, hybrid pi model. Yeah.
I and
Yes, it is a small signal hybrid pi model. So here the figure A is about a small signal of model MOSFET. So here we have to include four capacitances. As I told you, totally five capacitance. CGB we have not considered here. CGB gate body, CGS, CGD, source body, drain body capacitances we have taken here, taken into consideration. Okay. So as you all know that the MOSFET model, so this is a MOSFET model. For this we need to include the capacitance. So CGS has to be included between the gate and source. You can observe here the prefix GS means the capacitance should be included between gate and the source. So this is your source terminal and this is a gate. So as usual your current source, and you have one more capacitance is CGD. So CGD is between gate and the drain. So that is between the current source, you are supposed to write a capacitance CGD. Then so GMB VBS is, this is a current due to a body effect. So body effect in the sense, sometimes a gate and the body, if you connect it, it acts as a second channel. So due to this your voltage, whatever the electrons are going to be accumulated, holes will be accumulated towards a body. That leads to a body effect that will also added into your current ID. Okay. So that is, that current also added in this GMB VBS. So this is a transconductance due to body effect GMB. VBS is a bias voltage, body substrate, a body source voltage. So on the small R naught is a finite output resistance. This is including channel length modulation, and we have written here R naught. And you have two more capacitance, CSB, CDB. So source body, drain body capacitance. Okay. So CDB means drain and the body. This is your body terminal. So between the drain and the body, you need to include CDB. Similarly, source body is CSB, the capacitance. Okay. Is this clear with the model? So the extra thing is you need to include GMB VBS and the four capacitance in the respective places between the junctions. As the name itself indicates, CGS means it is between the gate source, CGD means between the gate and drain, and CSB, CDB. They'll ask you to write a frequency model. Okay, this model is used to predict the high frequency response of MOSFET amplifiers. Yes? Shall I continue? Is this clear with the model?
Yes, ma'am.
So if you know the hybrid pi model, it is easy to include the capacitances. Okay. So next, the same circuit, the previous circuit itself, what are the things we have removed here? So it is source is connected to substrate. So previously you have found out the two terminal source ಬೇರೆ separate to substrate ಬೇರೆ ಇತ್ತು. So this is source and the body. And sometimes I'll tell body, sometimes I'll say substrate. Both are same. Body can also be call it as substrate. Okay. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ source substrate separate ಆಗಿತ್ತಲ್ವಾ, we have shorted that. So source is connected to substrate. Now we call it as a only three terminals, gate, drain, source. So here we have neglected CDB. Okay. So we have a gate drain capacitance, we have gate source capacitance, and we have CDB, drain body capacitance. So CSB illa, but the current source GMB VGS not there. Okay. GMB VBS is not present here. Previously you have come across with two current sources. Okay. Yes. Shall I proceed?
Yes, ma'am.
So next, again with the same previous model, CDB is neglected. So only we are considering for high frequency CGD and CGS. So drain body, source body capacitances we are not considering to find out high frequency response. So those are calculated manually. Okay. Now you have neglected here. So this is your simple model. So this is your MOSFET model with channel length modulation. With that we have included a CGD between gate drain and capacitance gate source. Yes. Is this clear now? This is the final. The first high frequency MOSFET model is this. From this, if you want to make simplified model by making a source body shorted, and we have neglected CSB first. Next, GMB VBS we have not included because we are not showing any body terminal here. We are shorted, so GMB VBS also neglected. This is a figure or a model. In the next diagram, CDB is neglected. We are calculating manual analysis. We have included only two resistance, CGS and CGD. Okay. Shall we move on to the next topic?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Yeah. So next is, here we have taken into consideration a common source amplifier. For that we need to find out the frequency response, that is low frequency and high frequency, because you need to specify two ranges, low and high. So we need to derive a formula for FH and FL. So then bandwidth, obviously bandwidth is equal to FH minus FL. Okay. So the diagram you can observe here, it is taken as a common source amplifier. So here, while studying coupling capacitors are used in AC-DC amplifiers. Okay, so this is a common source amplifier, but we have included here a current source with a bypass capacitor CS. CC1 and CC2 are the coupling capacitors to limit the bandwidth. Okay. So we are going to apply a signal to the gate terminal. So normal common source amplifier, that's it, nothing different. Only you have to include three capacitance across. The coupling capacitor will be placed between the input and the output. So CC1, CC2 are the coupling capacitor, CS is a bypass capacitor across source. And we are going to apply a signal a voltage V signal through a resistor R signal, and we have a gate resistor here to maintain high input impedance, and as usual RD. So VDD is going to be applied through a drain resistor and load resistor across a drain terminal, and you are going to measure output across drain terminal. And here I told you when discussing biasing techniques of MOSFET, so whenever you require, we have used here two power supply, VDD and minus VSS. Okay, so whenever you are using two power supplies, this is the circuit you are supposed to use. If you are using a single supply, we are using other circuit. I have shown you that practical implementation of voltage divider bias in the MOSFET. Okay, like that we have used here two supply, VDD and minus VSS. I call this circuit as capacitively coupled common source amplifier. Okay, now so the dependency of the gain of a MOSFET common source amplifier is mainly depends on frequency of the input signal. So you can observe in the expression here, as you all know that V naught is equal to I into RL dash. I'll tell you what is RL dash. So output voltage is minus I into RL. So we know that current flows in the MOSFET is GM into VGS into RL dash. So RL dash in the sense, so it is RD parallel, R naught parallel, RL. Ishtu ಸೇರಿಸಿ RL dash ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Okay, for common source I am telling. So according to that, if you write, you will get a V naught is equal to GM RL dash into VGS. And AM is the mid-band gain. AV is the voltage gain, AM is the mid-band gain. So why we have taken mid-band, I'll tell you in the next slide. So mid-band gain will be V naught by V signal, that will be equal to, we have written this formula in characterizing the MOS amplifiers. So V naught by V signal is equal to minus R in by R in plus R signal. So in this case, what is R in? What resistor is input resistor now? Rn is equal to Rg. So Rg by Rg plus R signal into Gm into RL dash. Or you can write a voltage divider circuit for this VGS. What you are going to get? So assume the capacitors are short circuited. You are not finding any capacitor. So it will act as a voltage divider circuit. So that is, you have R signal, you have Rg, the supply voltage is V signal, and this is VGS. Now tell me, what is VGS? What is VGS from this voltage divider?
V signal into Rg divided by Rg plus R signal.
V signal into Rg by a sum of the resistance, Rg plus R signal. So if you substitute in the place of VGS, if you substitute the value of VGS, you are going to get this expression. Am I correct? Yes. So first we written V naught. V naught is equal to I into RL dash. I means it is a current flows between drain and source is GM VGS. So VGS we need to find out from the input side, that is voltage divider rule. So VGS is equal to V signal into Rg by Rg plus R signal. So we have substituted in this and we got a midband gain is V naught by V signal. Yes? Any doubt in the expression? Is this clear? Yes or no? You want me to repeat again the expression? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Um, Let me write in the next line. So first, we know that V naught is equal to minus I into Rn. Yes. So this is also equal to minus I means you know that Gm into VGS into it is RL dash. Okay. I told you RL dash will be it is total resistance. So RD parallel R naught parallel RL. Okay. Next, what I mean to say is you need to apply a voltage divider rule. From the voltage divider rule, VGS is equal to the supply voltage. Input side you need to draw or you need to apply voltage divider rule. V signal into RG divided by RG plus R signal. Okay. So now I call this as 1. I call this expression as 2. Substitute 2 in 1. So what you are going to get? V naught is equal to minus, what is the VGS value? VGS value, what is the value from equation 2? RL dash. Yes. Any doubt on this now? So mid-band gain is equal to Gm is mid-band gain. It is V naught by signal. So if you move to this to the denominator of V naught, so you'll be left out with, yes, tell me, minus the V naught V signal ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? V naught by V signal is what?
Minus GMV signal RG.
Into Rg by Rg plus R signal into RL dash. Yes. Is this clear now? Same thing only it is written here. Okay, this is clear now, the expression.
Yes, ma'am.
So that is mid-band gain. Still copying. Shall I continue? Finished copying?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now this is the frequency response of common source amplifier. So can you tell me where is a constant gain you can observe? There are three bands here. So first of all, tell me this a graph is gain versus frequency. Gain, as you know that V naught by V signal. So V naught by V signal versus frequency. So we have three bands here: low frequency, mid band, high frequency band. So low frequency band and high frequency band, there is a variation in the gain. So gain is not stable. The gain is variation in the gain, or I can say fall off, gain fall off. So but the gain is stable in the mid band. You can observe here the gain is constant in the mid band. Okay. So because we have not considered any capacitances, all capacitance can be neglected. All capacitance andre it may be a coupling capacitors or internal capacitance. Internal capacitance ಯಾವ್ದು CGS CGD. So CSB, CDB, four capacitance ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದೆ ನಾನು beginning when explaining the frequency model, I told you four capacitances. So here in the low frequency band, the gain variation is due to the effect of CC1, CC2 and CS, coupling capacitor and bypass capacitor. Similarly, high frequency band, the gain fall off due to the effect of CGS and CGD. Okay. Do you agree? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So this, as you all know that what is the gain of a CS amplifier? Can anyone tell me? Go back to the derivation and find out. Tell me what is the gain of an amplifier? AV formula for CS, not CS with RS. Is minus yes. Check your book and tell me what is the value of AV. AV formula I know. CS amplifier, common source amplifier, we have derived it, right?
Minus GM RD divided by 1 plus GM into RS.
Yeah, 1 plus GM into RD bit per train ಬರುತ್ತೆ. It is just GM into RD. So, have you find anywhere a frequency component here in the expression?
No, ma'am.
No. So, I can say gain of a CS amplifier is independent of frequency. Yes or no? So,
Yes,
gain
ma'am.
of a common source amplifier is independent of frequency. So, next, the gain is almost constant over a wide frequency band. The gain is almost constant over a wide frequency band is called as mid band. So we can observe here wide frequency. This indicates still the frequency goes to a wider range. So this is constant gain. We can call it as this band is called mid band. So gain fall off in the low frequency band is due to a coupling capacitors and bypass capacitors. These capacitors in the range of microfarad, I can say large capacitances. Okay. So as frequency increases, what will happen to the impedance? I told you in the lab session. Zi is equal to Xc. How to write Xc? Xc is equal to, yes,
1 by 2 pi FC.
Omega C.
1 by 2 pi Fc. So as frequency increases, what will happen to the impedance? Our signal frequency reduces, what will happen to the impedance? Yes. Here input impedance and frequency are
Inversely proportional.
inversely proportional. Yeah. As the signal frequency reduces, input impedance increases. Okay. That is the one thing. Next, coming to a high frequency band. So gain fall off due to CGS and CGD. So we are not getting any constant gain because of the CGS, CGD and CGS. That is always very small. That is in terms of picofarad range. And how to define bandwidth? What is the formula to find out bandwidth? Bandwidth is equal to,
F2 minus F1.
yeah, F2 minus
Difference.
F1. Are in this diagram? What about in this diagram? It is, you have not written F2, F1. We have written
FH
here,
minus FL.
yeah,
FH minus
minus
FL.
yes, FH minus FL. So this is a formula for the frequency band. So our bandwidth. So what about compared to FH and FL? Can I say FL is much less than FH? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, FL is much less than FH. So bandwidth is equal to
FH.
FH. We'll be neglecting FL because it is very less. 100 hertz so आता रहता है, 50 hertz, 100 hertz. But whereas high frequency kilo mega, so it will be large. So finally bandwidth is equal to FH. So next, figure of merit. Have you heard anyone of you? Figure of merit. What exactly it is? What parameter? What it gives? I can say in short form FOM. Figure of merit. Yes. Have you heard this factor? So actually this figure of merit, I can say it gives you a list of specifications that include the properties like gain, bandwidth, noise, linearity. So it is going to list you the specification gain ಇಷ್ಟೇ ಇರಬೇಕು bandwidth ಇಷ್ಟೇ ಇರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಒಂದೊಂದು ಈ ಕಾಮನ್ ಸೋರ್ಸ್ ಆಂಪ್ಲಿಫೈಯರ್ ಅಂದರೆ it has its own specification. The gain has to be this much dB. The bandwidth has to be this many kilohertz or this many hertz. So noise, linearity. So that will be everything is the performance is going to be measured by figure of merit. So in electronics, the figure of merit of an amplifier are numerical measures that characterize its properties and performance. Is this clear now? The figure of merit are numerical measures that characterize its properties and performance. So it's going to give you a list of specifications that include properties such as gain, bandwidth, noise and linearity. So in this can be given as the figure of merit for the amplifier is, it is gain bandwidth product, GB. GB means G for gain, B for bandwidth. So gain bandwidth product. What is the gain we are considering here? We are worried about Mid-band or low frequency or high frequency band? What is the gain we have written here? AM. AM is a mid-band gain into product bandwidth. It is a gained bandwidth product. Okay. So figure of merit can be defined as it is a gain bandwidth product, GBW. You can, if you want to take gain and bandwidth. Gain you have taken here mid-band gain. So mid-band is useful frequency band of amplifier. Why it is useful frequency band of an amplifier? Because, yes, why we prefer mid-band?
As it is constant, no?
Yeah, the gain is constant throughout the wider range. We want same thing. So if you want to have a good amplifier, it has to have a stable gain or a constant gain throughout the range. So that can also be done in mid band, not in low frequency band, not in high frequency band. Yes, is this clear with this characteristics? This is the frequency response of common source amplifier. Yes, any doubt?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so let me repeat again. So this is the frequency response of common source amplifier. The frequency response is drawn gain versus frequency. There are three bands here: low frequency band, mid band, high frequency band. You can observe the gain is almost constant over a wide frequency band called mid band, that is the center band. So here the all capacitances can be neglected, whereas the low frequency band there is a variation in the gain, or I can say gain fall off is due to effect of coupling capacitor and bypass capacitor. There are two coupling capacitors we have used, CC1 towards input side, CC2 across output, and CS across source terminal. Due to these capacitances, there is a variation in the gain. These capacitance are larger in range, microfarad. So if frequency reduces, impedance becomes increases. So as you all know that from the relation, then coming to high frequency band, the variation in the gain is due to because of CGS and CGD. These values are very small in terms of picofarad range. Then we discussed about uh, amplifier bandwidth, that is defined as difference between upper frequency and lower frequency, that is FH minus FL. So as we all know that FL is much less than FH usually. So bandwidth is equal to FH. Then we come across with figure of merit. This is very important in the electronics. So it will give you the specification regarding gain, bandwidth, noise, linearity. So figure of merit, or I can say gain bandwidth product. So it is a product of mid-band gain into bandwidth. So always mid-band will be useful frequency band of an amplifier. Yes, I hope all of you clear with this. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So next class we'll discuss about high frequency response of common source amplifier. Yeah. I want all of you to note down the option answers in a sheet of paper. There are 6 questions totally here. Just note down your options according to you. I'll ask one by one. Answer these questions. Yes, first question is, in cutoff mode, the capacitance CGS will be equal to. So 2 CGD, 0 CGB, all of them mentioned. Note down your answer, 1A, 1B, whatever the option you have, you note down. So once you finish all 3 questions, you tell me, I'll move to the next slide.
Ma'am, screen is not visible properly.
Yes. Finished all three questions?
Yes, ma'am.
All of you? Shall I move to the next slide?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, next set of questions. Just write your own answers. Just do your guess. Yes, anyone finished? Yeah? Still doing it? Chandana? Tejas? Tejas, am I audible? Ananya?
Yes, ma'am.
Answer. What are the answers, Ananya? Just tell me the options.
Ma'am, first is B, ma'am.
Hmm.
Second is it's C, ma'am.
Hmm. Next.
Uh, Third one, ma'am, it's B.
Akash?
Yes, ma'am.
B.
Yes, Akash. Fourth one?
Ma'am, fourth one is option B, ma'am.
Fifth one.
And fifth one is, ma'am, all of the above, ma'am.
Sixth one.
Ma'am, sixth one is, which of the following is true? One second.
Yes, I'll wait, Akash. You tell me a sixth one answer. Jayant?
Yes, mom.
Yeah, what are the answers?
First one's B, mom. 0.
Hmm.
And second one is C, mom.
Hmm.
And then third one, I'm not sure about the options, mom. I mean,
Okay.
I'm not
Okay.
sure about the concept, mom. So
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Fourth one.
fourth one, it's option B, mom. 2 by 3 C OX
Hmm.
or W into L, mom.
Hmm.
Fifth one, it's all of the mention, mom.
Hmm.
Sixth one, I think it's A, mom.
Sixth one, coupling capacitor causes fall of high frequency.